Lookouts are pretty simple. You have a guy looking for a forest fire 12 hours a day. How can that get any better than have a guy up there doing that all the time? It's a bygone era, and I don't think it should be. So I feel sad, I guess.
Look at the result of fire, the shocking destruction of a valuable resource. Had it been detected and reported when small and attacked on the spot, this waste and destruction could have been avoided.
I've been doing it the same way I did since I was 19 years old, with a 50-year career in the Forest Service in between.
The forest is British Columbia's major resource, and the province's great stands of timber are under the watch and care of the lookout man.
We have to find the fire first before we can send crews to fight it. The earlier you find a fire, it costs less to put out and less destructive. The method a lookout person finds fires is by the use of the fire finder. And if you see a fire, you turn the fire finder to line up the fire in the crosshairs and the eyepiece here. Once you find the base of the fire, you look down on your map and you have your bearing. So we know it's 179 degrees. I count out, say, 10 circles, and so it's 50 kilometers away. So that's the bearing and the distance. Nowadays, obviously, there's an app that you can use to figure out location. I still prefer to use the old way. Well, a day in life, you get up, get out of bed, and don't put any clothes on per se other than what I'm sleeping in, and grab the binoculars and scan around. Officially, I phone in at 8 o'clock for the morning safety check and then do the weather. Then I'll make breakfast.
Prime Minister Carney, like Prime Minister...
Sit outside, have a coffee for about half an hour. Take care of the household chores, so to speak. Basically, it's Groundhog Day, same routine every day. The afternoons are looking for fire. I can't see the valley below us. It's a blind spot. Maybe every second day I'll go to the end just to look around. Not too often, just because I'm leery of, say, bears or cougars. Good morning, world. Take a hike, bears, cougars, wolves, anything else that might scare me. Take a hike, bears, cougars, coming through. No bear bells today. Gotta talk out loud. Get out of here. Go, disappear. Well, I was a student at Grand Prairie College, and a friend of mine worked for the Forest Service loading air tankers, and he said they're looking for new people. So I applied and got hired on. And my experience started there on lookouts. Spent a couple of weeks at 101 Lookout on the Alaska Highway, and then Pink Mountain, also off the Alaska Highway. You know, I always enjoyed working for the Forest Service. It was a fun job. I always wanted to be a ranger when I was a kid. I retired as an air attack officer. I directed air tankers on forest fire, so I did that for 23 years. And then my grandkids were born, and I thought I better stop working and spend more time with family, attitude type of thing. And the local person here that was in charge of the Van Jam Fire Zone asked if I wanted to do the lookout job for here. I jumped at it. I said, sure I would. I loved doing it when I was younger. This was the only lookout last year because the person that looked after Cayuca's lookout had passed away and there was nobody to fill it. It's a bygone era. The lookout man is going to be gone one of these years. The joke was that as long as I can keep coming up the stairs, I would, and one fellow says, oh, the heck with that, we'll put in a stair lift for you. So, you know, as far as I feel right now, I'm going for the stair lift, but we'll see how things pan out. See what happens when you get 70? You gotta think all that crap every frickin' day.
The lookout man must be alert and vigilant. His duty is to report early and accurately. He holds a most important and responsible position. The Forest Service has located some 155 primary lookouts. Country blind to one lookout may be seen and covered from another.
We're on Sinkut Mountain, and below us to the west is Sinkut Creek, Bobtail Mountain, Nithy Mountain, Mount Greer. Way off into the horizon we have Cayuca's Lookout, Nulkai Lake, Clucas Lake, the Nulkai Hills. Carey Lake was a lookout, Pilot was a lookout, Tabor had a lookout. I've never counted out the number, but there must be about 15 lookouts around that we could cross-reference with. So those are all gone now, so you've got the one lookout trying to look at great distances and try to figure out where it is. I still get excited finding a fire. I did that my whole career, type of thing. Heart starts to race a bit. Just got to learn, because of my history, I just got to learn now that, hey, it's not my worry. I report it, that's all I have to do, type of thing. So that's all I do. Still worry inside what the guys are doing, but no, it's... No. Hey Andrea, it's Sinkut Lookout checking in. File check for the day. Who's in first tomorrow? The new person? Oh, it doesn't matter. I was just trying to be funny. It's okay. Good. Well, I'll call one of them at 8 o'clock then. Okay. Yeah. Good night. Maybe I'll win the lottery tonight. It's Wednesday, isn't it? Geez, I didn't take any pills this morning. Part of the relationship with other lookout people is you have the same experiences. This was the last remaining lookout. There was Cayuca's lookout. There was nobody in that last year, so I missed the person that was. Diane was her name. Had my music up loud one day, and I found that I was dancing to the music. That's it. Chores are done for the day. And I called Diane. I said, hey, do you ever find yourself on the lookout and you put your stereo on? I find that I started dancing. Is that normal? Or she says, who doesn't do that? That's one of the things you ask probably any lookout person. Everybody's danced by themselves once or twice in the summer, you know. It was a bond because you're both doing the same job, and we sort of felt really proud of it.
Before a lookout man can be skillful and efficient, he must learn to observe. The technique calls for the use of binoculars, colored glasses, and knowing how visibility is affected by atmospheric haze, industrial smoke, and forest fire smoke, the background, and the position of the sun. Really, what a lookout man watches for day after day is not just smoke, but movement and change in a familiar landscape.
You know, when you first start out, you're looking for a fire, is what you're doing, right? Once you know where all the mountains are and the creeks are, what you're looking at a fast glance is something different. Like, hey, that wasn't there yesterday. Everybody thinks you're just staring out on the horizon day in and day out, hour after hour. It's the fool on the hill watching the clouds go by. Being outside and looking at the land just come naturally up here, but it's something I've always enjoyed to do. I was lucky my father used to take us fishing, you know, all the time up north. I'm not a rock climber, not a strong hiker, but I just like being outside observing Mother Nature. My sons even laugh. You love outdoors? Look at you, you don't love that. But yeah, I like being outside. I'd rather sit outside than in there. I want the patent. Trying to figure out where my Advil is. Holy jeez, feels like my back went out. That'll be good though. See how the pot will work on there. Da 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 da. So they're manning the other lookout today and the helicopter's just taking off. Message I got, Bart, we just lifted off and we're buzzing by shortly. Something? I hear him. Don't I? Oh, geez, we have a medium whip. There he is.
Yeah, maybe just tell me what that felt like for you, and because I wasn't rolling, and I think it's really important that you had that moment.
Yeah, but I don't want the world to know it.
Okay, that's fair.
No.
That's fair.
I had to go for a walk this morning. I wasn't feeling good. When that helicopter come by, it goes right to my chest. And I thought, geez, I'm getting old, I won't be able to enjoy this anymore. And started thinking about my wife, and yeah, so it got to me. I'll miss it when I go, that's for sure. That wasn't recorded, was it?
Maybe. Can I give you a hug?
Yeah, sure, Mark.
Thank you.
Well, thanks for doing this. Some people say, oh, you've done the same job for all these years. Don't you think you should have done something else? No, why? You know, everything I wanted was there. A wife, family, good job. Got to spend all my time outdoors. It's great. I don't look forward to saying I'm the last person. It just happens to be that I'm one of the last ones right now. That's all it is. I know it will come to an end. I just hope it's on my terms, and then it'll be acceptable that way. If for some reason I don't come back next year, I would miss the nature, just being outside and looking at the world go by, type of thing.